What is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're getting into my week 12 college football predictions video. We are at the very end. There's only a couple more weeks, 3 more I believe, or 2 more regular season weeks, and then we got obviously bowl games and conference championships to get to. But let's get into this. These predictions here, starting out with Week 11, what I got right and what I got wrong here. First, we had Virginia Tech taking on Boston College. I did get that one wrong. Virginia Tech came out, pulled off the upset right there. I did get Michigan right over at Penn State, even without Jim Harbaugh. The Wolverines remain undefeated on the season. Kansas Jayhawks versus Texas Tech, a big upset for the Red Raiders. Was not anticipating that one. That was a must-win for them. They came out, pull off a big upset against Kansas. Unfortunately for the Jayhawks, they lose that one. And then even more surprising, Oklahoma State, who just beat Oklahoma, I believe, a week ago, go into or a couple weeks ago, go to UCF and get absolutely blown out by the Knights, one of the new Big 12 teams. That's just a very big surprise. I was not expecting that at all. Not only for UCF to win, but for Oklahoma State to lose that bad. So that was a rough loss for the Cowboys right there. Did get Coastal Carolina right over Texas State, so that was good. Western Kentucky, I pulled on a trigger on an upset. Didn't get that one right. New Mexico State did, fortunately for them, pull out the win. Did pick Missouri. They absolutely demolished Tennessee in that one. Tennessee's just been an overrated team, I think, this season, and we see it right there. Did get Iowa right over Rutgers. Iowa 22-0. That defense really showed up in that one. And guys, I tried to pull off an upset. It was my fault for picking against Georgia. Georgia just dominates Ole Miss. Put some respect on Georgia's name, I guess, because that's my fault right there. And the Ole Miss Rebels unfortunately lose that one. And then rounding it out, to make matters worse, San Jose State somehow blows out Fresno State, who's been a very good team this season. And that was also a surprise. So a very rough week for me. I got a few games right, but none of my really upset picks at all. So I went 4-6 on the week, which isn't great. That rounds me out at a 67-43 record on the year. So let's see if we can continue to improve that. All right, starting out here with the with this first matchup, we do have Louisville taking on Miami. Interesting matchup. Louisville's had a very good season at 9-1 to this point. They're trying to maybe make a run, maybe even sneak in the college football playoff as a one-loss team somehow. You never know. It could happen. Louisville's been a good team. Miami's been kind of an off and on team this season. It is being played in Miami. I'm honestly going to go with the Hurricanes. I just have a gut feeling that this is going to be an upset here. Obviously, my gut feelings didn't work last week, but I have a feeling. Miami just pulled off a good win a couple weeks ago. I think that they can get it to move on to 7-4. And a very unfortunate loss if that happens for Louisville. And then SMU takes on Memphis here. 2 8-2 teams, a big game for the ACC or the AAC. I am going to give this one to the Tigers, though. Memphis is a good team. SMU had a good year last year as well, but I do trust that Memphis Tigers program a little bit more. And at home, I'm going to have to go with Memphis. All right, then we have James Madison taking on Appalachian State. Give me James Madison. This team's been dominant this year. Appalachian State's usually that team from the lower conferences that is, but this year it's been James Madison. So give me James Madison. They deserve it right there. Utah Utes takes on Arizona next. We got number 22 versus number 17. A lot of people counting out the Wildcats in this one. This one's being played in Arizona. I honestly trust Arizona's team more than I do Utah's. That's why they're ranked higher. Arizona's been on a bit of a hot streak. Almost lost last week to Colorado, but was able to prevail. So I do trust Arizona as a team. I do think that they could pull out the win here and hand Utah their 4th loss of the season. Then we got Iowa taking on Illinois. I am going to go with the Hawkeyes. Hawkeyes have been a very dominant defensive team. I don't expect it to change against Illinois, a team that's trying to fight for bowl eligibility. I don't think it's going to happen. Give me Iowa. And then Clemson versus North Carolina, 8-2 versus 6-4. North Carolina was trying to fight, but unfortunately they picked up their 2nd loss, so they're not going to have that happen. It's being played in Clemson, so that's a big factor in this game. Clemson's played a lot better at home, so I'm going to go with Clemson in this game. I do think that they at home is going to be a big advantage for them, so give me the Tigers to pull off an upset win right there. Been a very frustrating year, especially the past few years for Clemson as well, but I do think they get the win. Then we have Air Force taking on UNLV, 2 8-2 teams. Good game in the Mountain West Conference. UNLV's been a surprise to me. Sorry, I have a little bit of a stuffy nose, but I am going to go with Air Force in this one. At home, they've been a more proven team this season. I think they'll prove it against UNLV, but I could see this one going either way. And then moving on, we have the Jayhawks taking on the Wildcats. Jayhawks remained into the top 25 even after that loss. I do trust the Kansas State Wildcats team a bit more. I know it's being played in Kansas. Kansas, a rivalry game. It should be a very fun one. I'm excited to see what would happen in this one. But I do think the Wildcats are the better team, and eventually they will pull off the win here. A big game for these two as well to remain in the top 25. And then Washington versus Oregon State. Number 5 versus number 11. Washington needs to win this game to remain undefeated and into playoff contention. And I do think they're going to do that. I've been very impressed by Washington's offense. Kind of struggled a little bit last week versus Utah. I think they can get those things figured out. I know it's being played in Oregon State, which could be big. But I am going to go with the Huskies. And then rounding out, we do have the Longhorns taking on Iowa State. Iowa State last week just absolutely demolished my BYU Cougars in Provo, which was just unfortunate for sure. But I am going to go with the Longhorns in this game. I do think the Texas Longhorns are the better team, and I do think they need to win this game more than Iowa State does. So give me Texas. All right, guys. Thank you all for watching this video today. Comment down below your predictions. Anyway, guys, peace out.